Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the Ingram in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for July 31st, 2026. And holy cow, this has been a crazy week. Not only was a massive amount of killer stuff released, but a massive amount of killer stuff was announced. And that is the big news of the year, I guess I should say, because every time the Beatles announce something new, that's the news of the year. That's the reissue of the year. And this is the one people have been wanting. They are doing Rubber Soul as a super deluxe box set in many ways. Comes out October 2nd. I got them all on the website for pre-order. Even stuff I normally don't carry, like single disc CDs, I have on the website for pre-order. So they're doing it as a CD standalone. So you can get it as just the new remix. Now keep in mind, this is the new remix, Giles Martin remix. There's a 2 CD version, that's going to be the remix and some highlights. And then there's a super deluxe edition. Same thing for LP. 1 LP, a 2 LP, and then a super deluxe LP, which I think is what most people are going to get. The super deluxe LP includes the new remix, I think a 7-inch single of the non-album tracks. It includes the US track listing, the US cut of the album. It also includes a mono disc. Unfortunately, they have not specified whether or not this is analog. I would be shocked if they did it for a Revolver but not Rubber Soul, but for whatever reason that's not in the press release. So maybe that'll get confirmed down the road. And then all the outtakes and highlights. So yeah, there is a pile of these things option-wise. Oh, there's also a standalone Blu-ray, which I think comes in the CD Super Deluxe box as well. So if you get just the CD Super Deluxe and the vinyl Super Deluxe, I think that gives you everything. Okay, some other killer stuff that was announced. Queen has a concert coming out, Budapest 1986, coming out October 30th. Prime time for Queen, should be a really good show. There is a new jazz series out by Moodsville. This is the Acoustic Sounds Moodsville series. The first 2 titles come out September 18th. It is Coleman Hawkins, The Hawk Relaxes, and the Red Garland Trio, Moodsville Volume 1. Mobile Fidelity is doing the first Devo album, Are We Not Devo? Or Are We Men? Are We Not Devo? Let me check my notes. I thought I'd remember that. Played that record 10,000 times. Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. As a Mobile Fidelity 45 RPM and an SACD. It is also a Rhino hi-fi, which sounds absolutely amazing. But if you're a digital guy, I could see yourself maybe wanting the SACD and the Rhino hi-fi. I don't know, maybe it sounds killer as a 45. I haven't heard it. Let's see, 3 new Definitive Sounds series titles, like here, have just been announced. They're coming to record stores, which makes sense because I was told that all of the DSSs are coming to record stores, and that seems like what's happening. So the next 3 we're going to be getting are Holes, Live Through This, coming out September 25th, Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On, which is on the way to us now, and A Perfect Circle's 13th Step, coming out August 28th. Oddly enough, I'm filming a podcast, and I had no knowledge of this whatsoever, but I'm talking about the MJ stuff and how they're, doing catalogs of stuff. If you haven't checked out our podcast, it's amazing. You really should. The podcast is really good. But I had mentioned in there, are they going to do bad? It wasn't the best recording, but I don't think they're going to do it. Maybe they, that kind of thing. And then like 2 days later it was announced. But Mobile Fidelity is doing bad as a 1-step and an SACD. The quantity that they're doing of this is not super high. What is it, like 7,000, 8,000? This is going to sell out. Off the Wall sold out. Bad will sell out. Off the Wall sonically is a much better album, but Bad is a bigger commercial success. It's going to sell. I have a Whatnot this Saturday at 4:30 Arizona time. Check the link below. I've got a bunch of cool stuff. It's going to be probably about an hour-long show, but the highlight of the show is I've got a Robert Ludwig Led Zeppelin 2, the hot mix, as they call it, but, the good cut. The one you want, the definitive, the winner of my shootout video. That's the one to own. I also wanted to remind you guys of, I've been making many changes to the website, but one of the changes I made a couple of months ago that you should take advantage of is I now offer rewards. And that adds up for box sets and stuff of that nature. It doesn't cost a nickel. You go in there, you put your email in. If you shop in the store, you send your receipt via email. That'll tag it to your account. If you shop online, just sign up. It's a little red box on the bottom of the website. You'll see it. Sign up for rewards. I'm giving you free money. And it has been tens of thousands of dollars worth of free money in the last couple of months. If you're not signed up for it, now's the time. Okay, so let's get over the non-vinyl stuff, and then we'll get into the 2 rows of stuff I have to show you. All right, a new SACD from Carry On. Schubert Symphonies number 5, 6, 8, and 9 on SACD. This is a 2 SACD set. We've got Yes from Rhino High Fidelity's Pure Audio Series, Blu-ray, 5.1 mix, Atmos, and the 2023 Steve Wilson, oh, that's a Steve Wilson Atmos mix, and the Bernie Grundman stereo remaster from 2023 of the Yes album. Fragile, Bernie Grundman remaster, bonus track America. Yeah, these are just the multi-channel and stereo high-res mixes. And we've got Yes, Close to the Edge, 2025 Bernie Grundman stereo remaster, and the 2025 Steve Wilson Atmos and 5.1 stereo mixes. Absolutely amazing album. ISO Suzuki Orangutan on 3 Blind Mice. This is a SACD, obviously. Well, I mean, it could be a CD, but this is an SACD. I also have a quadraphonic SACD of Billy Joel's Street Life Serenade. What this comes with is absolutely amazing. You can't see it here, but it comes with posters and reproduction press kits, you name it. I mean, if you look how thick this is, that's all kinds of books and tchotchkes in there. But this is a SACD of the album in quadraphonic. So it includes the quadraphonic mix and the 2-channel mix. Bonus disc 2 is live at the Great American Music Hall. That is a Blue Spec CD. So not SACD, Blue Spec CD. And then we've got Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. Oh, I don't speak Japanese. CD, I have no idea. So it's 2 discs in here as well. Disc 2 and 3 is 1975 something. Those are the only non-Japanese symbols. Look it up online. On the website, I'll have everything. I wanted to show you guys this because it's on sale. This is last year's box. This is the Beatles in mono, the 1964 US albums, cut in mono from the analog tapes. Came out extremely good, way better than I thought it would. You're getting everything from 1964. You're getting Meet the Beatles, the second album, Hard Day's Night, Something New, the Beatles Story, 2 LP set, the early Beatles in 1965. I got it for $100 off. And I mentioned this to you because I ordered so many of these things, and then there was a glitch with Universal, which, long story, but they were doing a transition at the time, and it didn't ship late, and then I had piles of these things coming in, and that double shipped my order. So I have a shelf with like 100 of these things still left. So I'm blowing them out of here to make space for a rubber sole. And I'm not going to be blowing those out because they're not going to get double shipped this time. If I get a double shipment, it's going back. But logistically, it's really hard to send back. And I think I've got 500 of those things when it first came out. All right, let's get into this week's new arrivals. It's been a while, but there's a lot to tell you guys about. Starting with, great record, Stan Getz, Big Band Bossa Nova. This is part of the Acoustic Sounds series. All analog, cut from tape, probably by Matt Luthans. What's it say there? Doesn't say, but he's been doing most of the Analog Productions Acoustic Sound series stuff. And Shelly Mann's 234, originally on Impulse. From Music on Vinyl, Chet is back, the Chet Baker Sextet. Limited edition of 1,500 individually numbered copies on orange-colored vinyl. Another Verve series, we've got Laughin' to Keep from Crying, Lester Young, Roy Eldridge, and Harry Edison. This is the newest album by Domi and J.D. Beck, Who Asked, on transparent olive green vinyl. Was this on Blue Note this time around? Huh, doesn't say. Oh yeah, it's got the Blue Note logo on it. Okay, got a Japanese order in from Japan, yeah, of Raya Fukui Trio at the Showboat 2004. This is a 2LP Japanese import. Brought this in from Japan. This is a manufactured in Japan product. Ryo Fukui's in New York, another Japanese import. By far his best album. Very expensive if you get an original, which I got the last time I went to Europe. It was my big purchase of the show. Ryo Fukui's Scenery. Let's see, H&P. Really nice, beautiful tip-on jacket. Really well done. Typical Japanese production. Ryo Fukui's A Letter from Slowboat. Ryo's My Favorite Tune. And Mellow Dream. Keep in mind, guys, if any of these sell out, put a restock notification in. I'll probably get them back in a week. In person, Sergio Mendes at the El Matador. Limited edition, one-time only pressing on Culture Factory. The very best of Miles Davis, the Warner Brothers sessions, 1985 to 1991. A Master in Motion, the first time on vinyl. 2LP set. Shows Miles redefining modern jazz. From Rhino, the all-analog Rhino hi-fi title of Working Man's Dead. This is the numbered limited edition according to the Obi, but you can't see the number, so hopefully that's the right Obi. Yes, all analog, cut from the tape by Kevin Gray. The new Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits Deluxe Edition. There's two different versions of this, black and a colored vinyl. This is the single disc version, but there's a bonus disc in here. I think they spread the traditional album that used to be on one disc onto two discs and added some bonus cuts. And then this is the other version. 10 more classics, including Landslide and The Chain. A translucent white vinyl. A new Rhino Reserve from John Prine, the best of John Prine. This is cut from analog tape by Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. Reissue from Ween, 12 Golden Country Greats. This is the 30th anniversary 3LP set. The 1996 classic remastered, plus 2 bonus discs. Previously unreleased home demos, outtakes, and rare singles. Okay. Sometimes I look at a Rhino package, a product, and I'm like, why the hell? Like, why? Like, why do this? And that's the case with this Curtis Mayfield record. An absolute amazing record. Fantastic, right? I remember when this was announced as part of the Spirit of 76, I think it was, or part of the summer Rhino series, titles that were coming out. I'm like, man, it'd be really great if that was a Rhino Reserve or a High Fidelity, wouldn't it? I want that. This is such a hard record to get. It's a phenomenal record. I was thinking that when I was building the SKU for the website. Then the record comes, and this is what the hype sticker says. Lacquers cut from the original analog masters by Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. Was that secret information? Why not tell people that? Anyways, I didn't order nearly enough of these. This is going to sell like crazy. Put a restock notification in. I have a pile more. I already ordered them. They'll be here in a couple days. Speaking of a record that they should have told people about, but they never did, but now we know. This is the Spirit of 76, but it uses the, oh look, it even says it on the hype sticker this go around. Lacquers cut by Kevin Gray, pressed on 180 gram black vinyl. This is an amazing sounding record, cut by Kevin Gray on his all tube lathe. Only time he's ever done it for a non-coherent records release. From Elemental Music, the Four Tops Live, the deluxe edition. B.B. King and Eric Clapton, Riding with the King. This is the 45 RPM half-speed mastered version of Alan Parsons' I, Robot. This is the black vinyl. This is numbered to 3,000 copies. This is number 153 of 3,000 copies. There's two. Look at this. This was expertly cut by Miles Showell at Abbey Road Studios, November 2024 on a customized High-resolution archive transfers were made from Eric Wolfson's rarely played mint-condition duplicate masters. So they're touting the source on there. Alan Parsons Project's Pyramid, 33 half-speed cut. This is, I think, the second single that was released from the Rolling Stones. Jealous Lover. This is the 10-inch single of it. This is so cool. This is another one that I'm going to sell out of, and I've got more on the way. Senior Coconut, El Bali Elman. Now, you look at that cover and you're like, this is cool, right? Then you flip it over and you're like, boy, that image looks really familiar. Doesn't it kind of look like they posted their face over Trans-Europe Express, the Kraftwerk Trans-Europe Express, right? You getting that vibe? Then you look at the track list. Showroom Dummies, Trans-Europe Express, The Robots, Neon Lights. This is a band doing all Kraftwerk tunes as cumbia cuts. So this is cumbia Kraftwerk. I haven't heard it yet. First record I listened to. Sun City Girls, from Arizona, legendary band. This is Cloven Theater, that old Western Civ. I think these were one-time pressing onlys of 1,000 copies maybe. Remastered from the original sources and featuring classic photos with an essay. 2 Sun City Girl releases. This is the Palm Leaves of Victory. Their stuff is very difficult to get on vinyl. Even the reissues aren't really out there. Incubus, If Not Now, When, from Music on Vinyl. You tell me, guys, if you listen to the cumbia Kraftwerk. What do you guys think? I'll probably have heard it by the time you're watching this video, but I want to know what you guys think. Incubus number 8 from Music on Vinyl. From Music on Vinyl, we've got Cheap Trick in color. And Cheap Trick, the self-titled album, limited to 2,000 copies on silver color vinyl. Seen Cheap Trick maybe 3 or 4 times live. What a great band. Sam Cooke's Mr. Soul, limited to 1,000 copies on orange colored vinyl. It's number 944. What every collection is missing. Divine, Native and Queer, The Complete Experience. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Divine was the inspiration for Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And that photo, that would have been perfect if they did a live action movie. And, you know, they did a live action movie, but if Divine was alive, that would have been the perfect casting. Griffin, The Queen, Red Queen to Griffin 3. Limited edition copy, 750 on translucent blue colored vinyl. Alice Cooper, this is the studio album box set. So this is all the studio albums from 1975 to 78. We got 5 albums in here. Welcome to My Nightmare, Goes to Hell, Lace and Whiskey, From the Inside, and a bonus disc, Bonus Misdemeanors. Doesn't specify the cut. Who knows? From Rhino. These could be all beautiful audiophile records. They don't tell nobody. The Kinks, Low Budget. Great record. This is really a good record. This was probably when they were like the most commercial since the 60s, I guess, you know, since All Day and All the Night. But, you know, Catch Me, I'm Falling, Wish I Could Fly Like Superman. The Kinks, Give the People What They Want. The Meat Puppets, this is the 35th anniversary of pressing of Forbidden Places. Damn, didn't think that record was that old, but I guess that just means I'm getting old. ZZ Top's Worldwide Texas Tour. Available in stores for the first time. All analog, cut by Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. Good to know now, after the fact. This was, if I'm not mistaken, a promo-only item highlighting these albums from memory, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I've gotten it in the past. Waterparks Jinx. This is the standard LP on black vinyl. The new Shabuzi album, indie exclusive, includes the hit single Cowgirl. The Outlaw Sherry Lee is the name of this album. The Lost Straitjackets, The Future Adventures of the Lost Straitjackets. Frank Zappa's Tastiest Tricks. Most of these have been done by Bernie Grundman from tape. Most Frank Zappa releases. Doesn't specify on that one though. Streetlight Manifesto, The Hands That Thieve on Red Smoke vinyl. Little Miss Sunshine 20th Anniversary Edition with new liner notes on yellow shimmer vinyl. Soundtrack to the new Devil Wears Prada 2. What is this? Clandid Legend. Music from the TV series Robin of Sherwood. Wyatt Flores, Scared of Heights. This is on Vodka Lemonade colored vinyl. Same album on standard black vinyl. Let's see, the Eli Young Band, Life at Best, 15-year anniversary deluxe edition. RBD, Live in Rio. Part of, I think, what is this, Universal Latin? They're doing a lot of Latin records, finally. Alien Ant Farm, Anthology. Part of the Spirit of 76. This is the Ramones live at the Roxy on smog-colored vinyl. That's funny. I like that. That was slick. You know, 70s LA smog. You know, when I watch old shows and whatnot, they address the smog in LA quite a bit. I don't think that's not really a problem there per se anymore. Not like it was, so you don't hear about it, but it's a dated joke, but it's funny. Meet the Eels. First time on vinyl, double yellow LP. Collective Souls, Tough and Go. The Alkaline Trio, Good Morning. Mayday Parade, Sugar. I even got into the killer restocks that we got this week. We still got all these new arrivals. Let's see, Black Box Recorder, England Made Me. Soja, Without Surrender. Isn't that annoying when somebody doesn't turn their phone off in a video and you're like thinking to yourself, oh man, did I just get a text? And you're like, no, that idiot on the freaking YouTube didn't turn his phone off. Sorry. Neil Sedaka's Biggest Hits, plus demos and rarities. Dance Gavin Dance, Downtown Battle, Mountain 2 on light blue glitter vinyl. Ager, Neo Theater. Ager Orke Orchestra. AJR, I don't know. I don't know who this band is. Could be Ager, could be AJR, could be some three-word band. Who the hell knows? The Click Deluxe. Green Day, Nimrods, the original soundtrack. This is the indie record store exclusive on Woodstock mud-colored vinyl. Doing long view on there. To Disset, Good Riddance. I guess this, what is this? Yeah, it looks like a lot of it's to the soundtrack, but a lot of live cuts. I got to give that a listen. Big Green Day fan, always have been. Seen them quite a few times live. Queensryche, The Warning. New 2026 Capitol reissue. Same as Rage for Order. And, oh, different band. Bring Me the Horizon, Count Your Blessings. I feel like there was another Queensryche that was supposed to be released this week. Machine Head, The More Things Change. Korn, The Serenity of Suffering. Sepultura, this is Arise, the Scott Burns mix. From RSD, the RSD Essential Series, we've got Fu Manchu's Daredevil on Sky Dune Buggy Blue Swirl Vinyl. Pink Pantheress, Fancy Some More on Warner Records. The Thievery Corporation, Radio Retaliation. Where was I at? Soundtrack to the Odyssey. A film by Christopher Nolan on 3 LPs on 140-gram black vinyl. Still haven't seen it. Waiting to go see it on 70mm at the IMAX. Re-Up Gang, Clips presents the Re-Up Gang. But the tickets have been sold out for weeks. Jenna Genna, the Pleasure Is Yours. Ooh. Textured cover there, embossed. Little speaker diagram there. Okay, let's get into this week's restock, starting with Blink-182, the Definitive Sound Series pressing of Enema of the State, limited to 3,000 copies. And the Grammy Album of the Year, Beck's Morning Face, also limited to 3,000 copies. Linda Ronstadt, this is Hasten Down the Road. Let's see, Lacquer's Cut by Chris Bellman from the Analog Master. David Bowie's Heathen. This is the new reissue that just came out, I think last week, but we sold out of it pretty quick, but back in stock. Van Morrison, Somebody Tried to Sell Me a Bridge. On a side note, one of the updates we made to the website is if you click the Just In tab, that is everything that has just been received into the store in the last week. So all this stuff will populate on there, assuming it's still in stock. If it's not in stock, it comes off of there. Whiskey Town Pneumonia, the 25th anniversary edition. Been loving the website updates. It's taken a lot of work, but coming along good. Duran Duran, The Wedding Album. Buddy Guy, part of the Acoustic Sounds chess series, I Was Walking Through the Woods. Part of the Acoustic Sounds Bluesville series, we've got Albert King's I'll Play the Blues for You. And a restock of Stax Does the Beatles. This is all different Stax artists doing Beatles tunes. This is the yellow vinyl version, and then I also have it on black vinyl. A restock of an amazing all-analog cut by Kevin Gray of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Disc 1 is all analog, cut from the master tape by Kevin. I don't think Disc 2 is, but that includes a bunch of bonus tracks, instrumentals, that kind of thing. This is the actual Kevin Gray cut. There are some versions in Europe that are advertised as the Kevin Gray cut, but they are not. Restock of Miles Davis's Birth of the Cool, Blue Note Tone Poet, analog cut from the tape by Kevin Gray. Hank Mobley's Sextet, Blue Note 1568, Blue Note Classic, all analog, cut from tape by Kevin Gray. Dexter Gordon's One Flight Up, Tone Poet. I typically, with restocks, only show some of the key titles, titles we sell a lot of or titles that haven't been in stock in a while. This is the red, white, and blue vinyl version of Creedence Clearwater's Chronicle. It also includes a bonus slip mat on the back. From Music on Vinyl, we've got the Mamas and Papas Collected. Kind of a 2-disc Mamas and Papas Greatest Hits. I don't know if these things are still going for crazy money. They only did 2,000 of these. This is the Rolling Stones 4 in Tongues, but this is the Wolverine cover. It seemed like the Wolverine cover and the Spider-Man were going for the most money. Don't hold me to it, but when I looked like a week ago, this was like $150 median on Discogs, although it's still like 80 bucks, so it's not like it's cheap from the jump, but yeah. And a Respighi Pines of Rome. This is part of the original Source series from Deutsche Grammophon. Limited to 3,500 copies, but I got a restock of it. All right, guys. A lot to take in this week. Tons of new arrivals, tons of killer restocks, tons of pre-orders, whatnot coming. Lots of great stuff. Online at thegroove.com. Until next time.